Hey guys, it's Spaces Sims, and we are back with more Radiant Tale. I guess technically we're continuing our if stories. So last time we did Ginia, then we did the Alest and Calivis endings, and I wasn't sure, should we just do Leon's, and I don't want to say get it out of the way because I love Leon, so this is going to be fun. But I didn't know if should we just do it because we were already doing the if story and it all starts from the same part technically, or do we do it? I didn't know if it was going to make sense to do our other main characters and then do Leon, who is a side character technically in it. So while we're in the if stories, which is the side character kind of stories, we might as well do Leon while we're here. And since you can see obviously we're starting on this save where we had saved to with Ginia standing half naked in front of us, because there's no difference. And in this, you start the if story, you go to Ginia's house, and you get to this point, and we had already made a save file here, so what's the point in skipping to this point? So since I already had one here, I started here, and we're just going to do the Are You Ginia, and we're just gonna start skipping the already read, because the only difference between all the choices that we make here is when we get to this with Leon, we say, "Are you asking us out on a date?" That is the only difference. All the other choices in this are exactly the same. So if I had really known that, I mean, I guess there was no way, I guess the guide could have said if stories and then said, do this for Ginia, do this for Leon or whatever. So we have to say he's asking me out on a date. He probably saw this as an opening to catch me off guard and invite me on a date. Oh my god, hold on a second. Okay, sorry. I didn't realize that when I had switched back my recording software from recording game to back to my device, it reset and it wasn't recording the sound. Because I have everything turned down so low and I was like, oddly quiet, because you usually can hear music, and then I was looking at it and I'm like, shit, it's not recording the music. So sorry about that. Anyway, I just jumped in real fast, loaded it up, and started recording and did not pay attention. So it's 2 minutes you didn't have music. But anyway, I can see right through your calculations. If you're asking me on a date, I'm not going. Taking the initiative to nip his schemes in the bud, I declared that, but for some reason he looked dumbfounded. Huh? A date? What? Oh, you're not? I was actually just thinking we could carry on with what we were just talking about. What? Oh, I see. So you're that self-conscious around me, Spacey? No, I'm not. So that's what you think. I'm so sorry for being such an idiot. If that's what you want, tell me. I'll make sure to get you on a proper date after a meeting. I said you're wrong, okay? It's just a misunderstanding. That's adorable. Anyway, nothing had been confirmed yet, so we decided to delve a little deeper into the topic after a coordinator had been decided on. This is where we can skip, okay. And then we do a list. And we do a list. I wish! Listen, I want to offer to help with work so much. You know, we could always seriously come back in afterward and choose the other options too. Just to see what happens. Because we've chosen every other option now, except for the... I should have saved there, but that's okay. We can just skip from where we were. Offer to make tea, and then, tradition is important, saying that to... Bird, you can't, I gotta... Sorry, my bird's, all over the place trying to, I got your toes through my pant legs. I'm sorry, I know you wanted to snuggle with my arm, but you can't, I'm sorry. The common route save file we are not going to do, because the common route save file is for, obviously we went to Ginia the last time, you know what I mean? That's for Alest and Calivis, and those are exactly the same, so. Alright. A few days after the ceremony had been announced to the public, I was chosen as the official coordinator of the festival's merchant stalls. Today I was taking a look at the space in the plaza while holding a glaring contest with the papers I held. What are you doing? Why are you so fidgety? Now you're sitting on my chair. Are you trying to read the guide? Okay, but don't close it, okay? I need the answers. Don't close the guide. I don't know if you're capable of reading, but sure, try. You can try. You can always learn. I don't know if birds can learn to read. I doubt it, but you know what? Sure, try it. Whatever. Don't chew on the tablet. Not for you. Don't chew on it. We're trying to record this in as few parts as possible so we could get it done before we had to go vacations. Which this will only post after vacations, but I wanted to do it first. But you're being a beast. You're making it hard to focus. You've got ADHD over here, bird. It's only been a few days, but there's already so many applications for stalls. Unbelievable. There was one from a high-end restaurant in Cultura with a lengthy history. Another was from a mobile catering service serving Theris beer, which was highly popular with spectators in the Dual City. Applications from inside and outside our theater already numbered 30, and that was only counting what I had on hand. There'd definitely be more coming in, too, and no matter how I looked at it, I alone wouldn't be able to process them all. Bird is all over the place. If I have to ask someone for help, then I guess Leon's the best candidate. Radiant and Speria may have been better in the sense that talking with them is easier. However, Leon was extremely well known since Cheers had branches in all the major cities. At a festival where merchants gathered from all over the world, he was the most reliable assistant possible. Plus, he promised he'd help me out last time we talked. The only thing I was worried about was his habit of flirting with every girl he saw, but, well, again, he only flirts with you, which is funny. What you doing? What you doing? Simmer down! I mean, it's okay to be curious, but I just worry about you. Did you want to go downstairs? You could go back down. I'm sure that, I think that, maybe he'll be fine? Right? Hopefully? There weren't any rumors of him being detained by the security forces due to conflicts involving women or anything. Not to my knowledge, at least. I turned a blind eye to my main cause of anxiety and schooled my expression. Where are you going? Why are you sitting over there now? What are you doing? I mean, that's fine, but don't... See, the only reason I worry about you being fidgety and climbing all over stuff is because I worry if you're going to need to go potties, and I don't want you pooping on all my decorative pillows. But if you want to go sit... Don't you bite my head. If you want to sit on the Utano Prinsama pillow, that's fine. I don't blame you. You're pretty boys, but don't poopies on them. Anyway. Alright, let's go talk with Leon. As it turned out, I managed to find Leon before even making my way to Cheers. You see... Hey! Are you listening to me? Of course I am, promise. So how's everyone doing? When I'd approached the main street with hasty footsteps, the man in question appeared right before my eyes. She's going to think he's flirting with this girl. In fact, he was walking happily with a girl. My hurried steps screeched to a halt, as did my thoughts and words. I darted away reflexively, taking cover, my mind almost blank. The girl walking shoulder to shoulder with Leon seemed to be my age, or maybe slightly older. I let out the breath I'd been holding when I saw her talking animatedly with him. Well, I mean, I expected this. Considering his personality, it's actually perfectly normal for him to be with a girl, isn't it? I'd hidden without thinking, but after coming to my senses, I realized it had been completely pointless. After all, this had nothing to do with me, no matter who Leon tied his net. Oh, no matter who Leon tried to net with his honeyed words. Okay, I can't read, but that was what I told myself before standing up and walking out of the shadows. Ahem! After clearing my throat a little, I opened my mouth to call out to Leon, but then... Come on, show up once in a while! All the kids want to see Papa! Huh? Papa? Those incredibly shocking words sent me launching myself back into the shadows. She's thinking he's got a bazillion bastard kids, but they just want to see him in his, wolfy form, probably. Well, I'd love to, but I'm a bit busy with work at the moment. But once I find the time, I'll come check in on everyone. Can you tell them I say hello? I'd often thought of him as irresponsible or something of a player, but Oh, wait, he has kids? You knew she was going to misconstrue it, but I don't know how else they expected you to construe it. You know what I mean? You knew that was going to happen. Like, this was way more than I'd ever imagined, and a strange croak died in my throat. A strangled croak died in my throat, sorry. My heart slammed in my chest and I couldn't think. Yeah, I'll make sure to do that. Leon, of all people, had kids? I'm sure that Lizzie and Maylee and Serena and Nono and Carry On and kids? Rock and Halpus and Dole will be over the moon. You know, they're probably other Fae kids. They're probably Fae children. They sound like Fae children names. That's not what you know. And like, they probably think of him as like Papa because he's like an adult, like an older Fae. You know what I mean? And it's like, he's their uncle, but they just call him Papa for some reason. Or it's someone he brings with him or something. I don't know, And they're probably Fae kids. Aren't there way too many? I'd heard that the lifespan of a Fenrir was much longer than a human's. Still, something felt off and I gawked curiously. Well, that's it then. See you next time. I'm looking forward to all the souvenirs, Papa. With those words, the girl left, Leon waving happily as she disappeared. Yeah, I guarantee you they're probably all just young Fae and they look at him like as a dad figure because he's, like, even though he doesn't seem old physically in human form, he's probably old in Fae terms, and that's probably exactly what it is. I watched her retreating form, feeling extremely conflicted. Then Leon's ears twitched and he turned around to face me. Oh, Spacey? I hadn't really done anything wrong. And I felt a bit guilty as I dragged myself out of the shadows, and I spoke awkwardly. Hello, Leon. What a coincidence! I never expected to see you here. Wow, amazing! Maybe it wasn't a coincidence, but fate. The red thread connecting us brought us together. Okay, you're just as weird as I am. I'm pretty sure that doesn't exist. I was almost thankful for his weird statement. It helped me instantly regain my composure. Narrowing my eyes slightly, I tried to probe into the matter. Were you chatting with a girl just now? Oh, did you see that? But purely by chance, yeah. I happened to be passing by. I definitely, absolutely, undoubtedly didn't spy on you while hiding or anything. I see. You witnessed a rather embarrassing moment. Then she really is... I braced myself. Contrary to my expectations, however, Leon's expression was serious. That girl's staying at one of the Fae protection facilities I sponsor. Calling it an orphanage might make more sense to you. An orphanage for Fae? I told you, I've totally forgot about his Fae protection thing, but it was like, he probably just takes care of younger Fae. There you go. Yep, I've talked about how I actively participate in projects to protect Fae, right? The relationship between humans and Fae have improved by leaps and bounds compared to the past. But there's still Fae who can't adapt to life with humans, but can't return to their hometowns either. A memory came to mind. Back during our first performance in Kalita, there had been a Fae-like Pharaoh who had been deceived and taken to labs, forced to cooperate against their will. You mean like the Fae children we took under our wing during the Kalita show? Yeah, there's a specific type of orphanage that takes such children in and looks after them. In that case, what did that girl mean when she said Papa? Oh, you heard that? It's a bit of an embarrassing story, but you see, the kids at the orphanage say I'm their father figure, so that's what they call me. I told you. Hearing that, I felt my suspicion was justified. No, relief, duh! My suspicion was justified! No! She's like, oh my god, he's a man whore and he has a bunch of kids, and you're like, oh, he's a father figure to Fae children that he's helped find a home. That's adorable and precious, and you know what I mean? Your suspicion wouldn't be justified in that case. You know what I mean? Hold on. Volume seems a little loud too. Anyway, but yes, relief. Oh, so that was why. Relief washed over me. At the same time, my cheeks grew warm. I was about to embarrass myself with an insane misunderstanding. Is something bothering you? Your cheeks look kind of red. No, it's just... I totally thought you had a bunch of kids, Leon. Nah, never. I don't even have a girlfriend, much less a wife. Leon wore a wry smile before turning to face me once again. See, look at he's like, yeah, I don't have a girlfriend, not let alone a wife. And then you're like, yeah, that good for you, sweetie. She's over here. I figured you had a bunch of kids because you're a whore. I mean, she thinks he flirts with people, so when she heard the Papa thing and all the kids and whatever, she's like, he doesn't just flirt with women, he brings them all to Pound Town. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he really is a dog. Jesus. And just to clear up the misunderstanding, Fenrir's are actually famous for being mates for life, okay? Really? Really? If we fall in love, our hearts are theirs for the rest of our lives. It's a race that represents me perfectly, since I'm a man with sincerity and a pure heart. I like how she's like, bullshit. Because she doesn't realize that, like, we know. She doesn't realize that he's only flirting with her. Sincerity and a pure heart. And so, as you can see, you're the only one for me, Spacey. Huh? Oh, that's him. Huh? Why do you look so unimpressed? It's nothing, I just thought that at the end of the day, you're still the same old Leon. Hold on 1 second! My sharp front rear ears are picking up the sound of your affection meter dropping like a rock! Did I make the wrong choice or something? I'll rewind, so please tell me what I did wrong. Perhaps I'd been a fool to think he might be an earnest, responsible guy for even 1 second. It's her just misjudging him. He's being totally honest, and she's like, yeah, okay. Oh, Cheer, I thought you were being and he's like, no, I only have affection for you. She thinks he's just, mindlessly flirting like he would with anyone else. Oh, the misunderstandings are fun. At the same time, this is also what makes him so approachable. It's a lot of trouble, so don't bother rewinding. I'm here on business anyway. Business? I've been officially appointed as the coordinator for the stalls at the ceremony. I was planning on heading to Cheers to discuss the matter with you formally. If that's the case, come on over anytime. I'll help you any way I can. Thanks, I'll be counting on you. Actually, how about you come over right now? I'd love to, but I actually have a meeting coming up. Telling him that I'd give him the details next time, I turned on my heel, but then... Whoa! Something ran past my feet, and in my haste to avoid stepping on it, I lost my balance. My vision swayed, but just when I thought I'd fall to the ground... Leon CG? I gotcha. Nope. Really? No? No? We got a Ginny CG right off the fucking bat. We didn't get one for Leon? Did we get one in the very beginning? No, because the first time we saw him was before when we were doing the whole, conversation, and you would have thought now, because this is the moment, but whatever. Are you okay, Spacey? Leon had swiftly moved to support me with one hand, preventing me from falling over. Yeah. Still holding me with one arm, Leon called out to the mysterious thing that had rushed past my feet. And you over there, running between humans' feet in that form is dangerous. Eep! I'm sorry! I looked over in the direction Leon was facing. There I found a small clump of blue fur nervously peeking out from behind a potted plant. That's a Fey child. Are you alone? Are your parents or relatives around? I came to the big city alone. I see. And there's a shop called Cheers over there. Can you see it? Head over there and wait for me. If you tell the staff a man named Leon told you to go there, they'll know what to do. Oh, and don't worry, all the staff members are Fey too. Small Fey nodded meekly before dashing away, using the side of the road this time. I watched them leave from the corner of my eye when I remembered someone was still holding me. Thanks, Leon, but, you can let me go now. I felt restless suddenly, but Leon only smiled slightly before shaking his head. Let me stay like this just a bit longer. Why? Why? Well, it's because I rarely ever get the chance to see you up close like this. His face was right in front of me, and my cheeks grew hot of their own accord when I found his eyes fixed on my own. This would have been a beautiful moment for a CG, is all I'm saying. And this is my lucky prize for being your savior, I guess. I feel like I could run away with you just like this. I never knew you had a mole there, Spacey. Ow! You pervert! Leon held his forehead and crouched down. I furrowed my brows as much as possible while looking down at him coldly. Oh, he was trying to flirt, and she thinks he's being all... Oh. Feeling my heart skip a beat in this guy's arms was a mistake. If Rady were here, he definitely wouldn't have stopped at a forehead flick. Ow! My forehead hurts. That look is even more painful. Thanks to Leon's actions, both the fluttering of my heart and my sense of gratitude faded away, which I was grateful for. Thanks for saving me. See you later. Once again, I quickly voiced my thanks in the coolest tone possible. Then I was out of there. Ooh, now we get to be Leon. It still stings. With a wry smile, I waved casually at the girl who walked away with quick strides. Once she disappeared around the corner, I cast my gaze down to my hand. She's so light. Touching her was a profound reminder of one truth. She was an ordinary girl, just like she always claimed. I knew that she'd had painful experiences due to losing her parents. However, even that was normal. That was a normal, minute misfortune that could be found everywhere. Her journey around the world with the odd group called Circus counted as special, yeah. But other than that, she led a peaceful life. She was the sort of normal human you'd find anywhere. She was a soft, delicate girl who seemed like she might shatter at a single touch. So, if I were to be honest, I'd actually faltered a moment before reaching out my hand earlier. Is it really alright to touch her? Did I end up hurting her? That slowed my reaction for a split second. Who's saying, I wonder how long it's been, Leon. Huh? I turned around out of habit when I heard the somewhat nostalgic voice. I felt a pat on my shoulder. New side character? Are you related? Because you have the same golden eyes that Leon has. Hi. What? Okay, no, you can't introduce a new hot side character. See, what they should have done is after Leon's route, thing in this, they should have had an ending. Like the common route save file is for Aleste and Calivis's ending. We don't get anything for this bitch, because this motherfucker is beautiful. That's so unfair. He basically looks like a white-haired Leon. No, I mean, to be fair, they have a very similar face. What's with that expression? The smiling person standing before me had a familiar face, one I could never forget, because you look similar. Yeah, okay. Please don't tell me you've forgotten your own blood relative just because you haven't seen him in a while. List is supposed to be list or liste? List? I'm just going to go with list. I don't know. I don't know. Ooh, Leon's route. Happy for us. The difference is really just in the chapter 2 common route, who you go to visit. That's it. That determines what route you hit. That's it. So, one day during our busy prep for the ceremony coming in 2 months, I asked Leon to stop by after closing hours so we could discuss our plans. I honestly thought we'd skip a lot more, but... Wow! I never thought I'd be invited to a girl's house at this time of night. And that means this must be the day we take our relationship one step forward. You know, sometimes I feel like I could learn a thing or two from your endless yet futile optimism. Oh, I'd never want to copy him. Ow! Do you want to be pet or are you going to bite me? You're being a dick bird. Leon was the same as always. I gazed at him, unimpressed, before tilting my head questioningly. Actually, you sure you don't have to take care of your shop? It's still operating hours for Cheers, isn't it? And my staff are excellent. They'll work their magic even if I'm not around. In fact, they chased me out and told me to come here as soon as possible. Is that really a good thing? Plus, if you hadn't invited me, my only plan for today was a celebratory drink or two by myself. Celebratory? Something good happen? Now that he mentioned it, he was in higher spirits than usual. Leon seemed to have been fishing for that question, and a wide smile softened his features. I met someone nostalgic yesterday. A person I thought I'd never see again. I was so happy that I ended up getting carried away and drinking too much, funnily enough. His eyes were soft and warm as he spoke. Okay, that's sweet, so it's not like, oh no, it's a bad side character. It's like, yay, family that I love side character. Okay, good. I'd never seen this expression on him before, and I found everything I'd planned to say unraveling like a thread. But, now you introduced a really beautiful side character that, not fair. I wonder who he's talking about. Now that I thought about it, I'd actually known Leon for a long time. Yet he told me barely anything about his past or his private life. He's the owner of Cheers, a combo general store and pub that has branches in every city. He's a rare fae called a Fanfare, and he actively protects other fae. Finally, he's a flirtatious man who's a bit older and occasionally drops by to tease me. This was everything I knew about him. And I've literally just got my fingers sitting here. My bird is literally just petting himself, rubbing his head against my fingers, and it's just funny. Leon suddenly seemed like a stranger from a completely different world. I was about to open my mouth and ask him who he was referring to, but... sorry, I shouldn't be rambling on about myself. There's only 2 months before the ceremony, so let's dive right into our meeting. Oh, okay. He abruptly changed the subject, and I swallowed my question. I feel like he'll tell me more if I ask. But the last thing I want is for him to get all smug and say, "Oh, do you care that much about me?" Huh. What's wrong? You look kind of grumpy. It's nothing. Probably have the chance to ask him another day. I took a deep breath, composed myself, and got back on track. After that, the two of us exchanged ideas while talking about various topics surrounding the ceremony. First, managing the numerous shops and stalls from faraway places was an unreasonable task for one person. Thus, we selected a representative to serve as a middleman for each region to facilitate communication. We predicted which areas might get overly crowded and asked for the security forces to place extra staff there on the day of. We organized promotional activities and stamp collections so visitors would be incentivized to go to stalls that were further away. One after another, we hashed out ideas ranging from practical ones to ones that'd be nice additions if we had the time to realize them. Our conversation grew a lot more exciting than expected. Hey, how does using the Wooloo Post as a food delivery service sound? If you pay an extra fee, you could get them to deliver food directly from stalls right to your doorstep. Oh, that sounds great! You wouldn't have to carry it all with you. It's like they've just made Uber Eats. Wooloo Eats. Oh my god, he just said Wooloo Eats too. Oh, she did. Oh my god. I said that as that line was coming up. I didn't think they were gonna fucking act. Guys, I didn't read that. I didn't do that on purpose. Oh my fucking god, that's so funny. I clicked the line and I was like, Uber Eats, and I was like, Wooloo Eats! And then she literally calls it Wooloo Eats. I mean, that was a logical conclusion, but goddamn, that's... Holy shit. As for a name, how about Wooloo Eats? Wooloo Eats! A brand name Leon came up with. That's what she just said, though. It wasn't Leon, but anyway. For a food meal delivery service, if there's good reception during the ceremony, it might branch out and become a permanent service in all cities. Though the night was no longer young, we still let him run out of things to talk over. You know, I guess I shouldn't have expected anything less from you, Leon. What's that? I've mulled it over a lot too, but I'm really impressed at how you come up with one idea after another without so much as a pause. It's not just my own merits at work. I receive many hints from the people I'm around every day. Hints? Like the idea just now, for example. A regular was lamenting that they can't stop by as often as they'd like due to a strained back. Seeing everyone out enjoying the festival while you can't go out would be miserable. I figure if we can deliver things from stalls, people could at least enjoy a small part of it and get into the spirit of things. And that's good for people who have to work, maybe. I stopped jotting down notes. My hands stilled and I stared at Leon intently. My next words seemed to come out of my mouth of their own accord. You're amazing, Leon. I really respect you. Leon? Sorry, I was just so surprised. I never expected to hear praise like that from you, you know? Hey, don't be like that. When I think someone's awe-inspiring, I always tell them properly, okay? I know, but it's just that, your usual attitude toward me is... That's because you keep saying strange things all the time, Leon. But all that just now was impressive. I can tell you truly love bringing joy to others, and it kind of makes me happy. Wait, time out. I can't process you praising me like this. No, I can process everything, but my heart's gonna burst. Oh, look at him blushing. Oh, I like it when. Oh, stop it. Look, I liked him, even though he's a flirty little. I like the little flirty horse sometimes, okay? And like you're like, look, you flirty little psych. I wouldn't mind a route, not the top character I wanted a route with. Obviously, that was Ginia and Aleste. Got it. But not mad about it. Still pretty like, cool, all right. And he's so adorable right now. So like, if he was your favorite side character, I'm so happy for you because look at how fucking adorable he is. How do you not love him right now? It's kind of, for once he seemed shy. A rosy red hint crept across his cheeks. I got the sense that if he were in his giant wolf form that I'd see a white back, his tail... Oh, that I'd seen a while back. If he was in his giant wolf form that I'd seen a while back, his tail would have been wagging energetically. Actually, I kind of want to see that. Alright. Done. I've processed and accepted it all. And I'm also ready to process any extra praise if it's coming. Is it really something to be so flustered over? I only praised you a bit. Of course I'm flustered and shy. Praise from you is special, after all. I laughed, saying that he was overreacting before resuming our conversation. Our chat went on and on until the appalled Rady cut in, giving us a rather exasperated reminder of the time. Ooh, what you doing, buddy? One evening, a few days later, I visited Cheers to have another meeting with Leon. Business is booming as always, huh? In my opinion, Lieber was evenly matched with Cheers in terms of the food and drink itself. However, we couldn't hold a candle to a nationwide business chain like Cheers in terms of popularity and fame. Since it happened to be dinner hours, the pub was almost completely full. The staff guided me to an empty table, and as I perused the menu... All right, everyone, make a line. I'll go one by one, starting at the corner. Ready? From the right, we've got ginger ale, lemon highball, peach sour cocktail, beer, and a fuzzy navel. How did I do? You're awesome, Leon. You remembered it all in one go. Leon suddenly appeared at the counter, surrounded by women. Well, it might not seem like it, but I've been working here for a long time. I'm pretty proud of my ability to remember what everybody usually orders. You still remember us, even if we don't show up for months. No wonder so many people frequent your place. It's a shame you're not here in person more often, though. They're flirting with him and he's just being nice. An owner's duties are mostly behind the scenes, after all. Perhaps due to the crowd in the pub, Leon was completely oblivious to my arrival and continued to attend to his guests. Is this where you're going to realize he doesn't flirt with everyone? I mean, there's more than an hour before a meetup time, so... I was the one at fault for arriving so early. I chose not to call out to him and listened in instead. On that topic, wow. He's surrounded by all kinds of women. I know Leon's a big flirt, but surely he won't try sweet-talking them all at once, right? No, I had a hunch he actually might, and this is where you're going to learn he won't. I watched the scene, suspicious. My ears picked up when one particular word was mentioned. Hey, do you have a girlfriend, Leon? I was helping myself to the tea that had just arrived, and I nearly dropped the cup. For some reason, Leon's response rang out clearly, even with all the noise and chatter in the background. Nope, sure don't. What? That's such a waste. Fool around with us, then. We're free till tomorrow morning. You ladies shouldn't use the word fool around so casually, all right? Plus, I got important business tonight. I'm delighted by your offer, but it'll have to wait for another day. Aw, evading us as smoothly as ever, That's what you always say, Leon. Hey, you should praise me for my unyielding determination. I'm much better than a fickle man who keeps changing his opinions, right? I guess. You know, you're pretty tenacious. I think you already like someone. Well, you're not far off. I'm honored by your offer, but I can't really take you up on it. I gotta say, you're really faithful and responsible, despite your looks. Oh, if only you were my boyfriend. I'm not even kidding. Hey, that's total nonsense. You already have a boyfriend. But, well, as thanks for your wonderful praise, I guess I'll give you a discount coupon you can use during your next visit. You're You're a shrewd businessman. I'll drop by again. I hope I can ask your advice about my relationship just like this time. I think your relationship is doomed if this is the same girl. I don't know which girl, customer A, B, Q, or whatever she was. But, like, if you were my boyfriend, you have a boyfriend, girl. Simmer down. Like, I'm going to ask you relationship advice. My advice for your boyfriend is run because she's in love with another man. Like, I mean, it's okay to look, but, like, girl, she's ready. Like, if Leon was like, hell yeah, I'll fuck all of you tonight, she would have panties down. Like, girl, you have a boyfriend. That's bad. Bad girl. Like, what the fuck? Doesn't mean you can't look at him and drool a little internally, but, like, hitting on him like this is a little weird. Of course, you're always welcome here. After the women paid their bills, Leon saw them off, waving goodbye. I watched him, slightly surprised. I assumed he'd instantly agree to their offer, but that wasn't the case. Have I misjudged him, maybe? Even when I saw him a few days ago, he hadn't been hitting on a girl on the streets, but talking to someone from his orphanage. Now that I was really thinking about it, I struggled to come up with a time I'd seen Leon flirting with anyone else. Why's that? When he's with me, he's always throwing frivolous comments in my direction, completely ignoring everybody watching us. A certain realization began to take form, and I desperately clung to it. At the same time... You've got to listen to this! Just after the women earlier left, a beautiful older woman settled at the bar's counter and called out to Leon. What happened? Oh, it seems like you've had a lot to drink. Are you okay? This is nothing. It's not like I've got anything planned for tomorrow. Not at all. My boyfriend just dumped me after all. I came here to drink away my troubles. I see. I'm very honored you chose our establishment as the place to nurse your wounds. And for you, I have just the right drink. What's that? It's a cocktail called Libera's. Yeah, that's what we're calling her, Libera. Libera's Love. People say that the sommelier crafted this recipe while crying the day their heart broke. Libera's Love, a cocktail one usually drinks when they get their heart broken. It's very sweet, but the mixture of herbs and lime creates a refreshing aftertaste. Its cocktail language means a new encounter. The creator apparently took inspiration from the whimsical wind spirits and hoped that a breeze bringing new encounters would blow. Wow, that sounds perfect. Though it's sweet, it leaves a refreshing aftertaste, and my staff drink it often. Right, my friend and popular? Oh, come on! Please don't tell other people about how I drink it every time I end up with a broken heart. Which sounds like often, poor thing. It's on you for sobbing while ordering this cocktail after working hours and drinking until you're wasted in the morning. Thrice a month. Yeah, that sounds sad. The sinking mood brightened up and a smile bloomed on the woman's face. Leon's amazing. As someone working in the same industry, I admire his skill with words as a host. But at the same time, the doubt that had arisen earlier sprouted once more. He's an impressive conversationalist, and his looks are, relatively charming. He's even had plenty of chances to flirt with girls while I've watched, but he didn't. Suddenly... Wait, are you under the impression that Leon is some kind of pickup artist? Just to clear up the misunderstanding, Fenrir's are actually famous for being mates for life, okay? The words that Spiria and Leon had said to me before came to mind. It can't be. I must be wrong, but is Leon flirting with me because he genuinely likes me? Wait, is that you, Spacey? You're already here. Sorry, did I mistake our meeting time? Leon, who just finished attending to his guests, dashed over with wide eyes. I felt flustered for no apparent reason, seeing him approach hurriedly. No, you didn't. You haven't done anything wrong. I happened to have free time earlier than expected, so I figured I'd head over and enjoy a cup of tea while I waited. Still, I made you wait, and that's a fact. Sorry, I should have noticed you earlier. He apologized while biting his lip, frustrated with himself. That's because he's so in love with you. Aw, precious thing. More than anything, failing to notice a beloved sweetheart is the greatest mistake of my life. Failing to notice my beloved sweetheart. Wow. So, let's do a retake. In take 2, can we start from you entering the pub again? That's too much of a bother. No thanks. What? But I've already prepared a smooth opener and a present. A smooth opener? Please have some tea, my princess. The secret ingredients are a generous helping of honey and my love. Something like that. The fact that he doesn't flirt with anyone else, he is seriously the flirty whore just with us, and it's so funny. Don't look so appalled, please! I'll get really depressed. I'm not, I was just thinking that your secret ingredients aren't so secret. Sorry. Well, my opener was a joke, but I was serious about the present. After saying he'd prepared it especially for me, he slipped behind the counter. A short while later, he returned with what seemed to be a small box. I'm just shocked that we're already in his route, and like Ginia, they gave us CGs constantly. We have not gotten a Leon CG, and we've played this whole. We were like, what, playing 30 plus minutes? Like, what the fuck? Ta-da! Here, open it. Not a trap, is it? My heart beat quick and anxiously, but I carefully opened the box as requested. The next moment, the gentle aroma of roses tickled my nose. Now we get a CG. See, all you have to do is bitch about it. Is this a cake? Wow, because it looks like there's a bite taken out of it. What appeared before me was a vibrant, colorful flower jelly. Okay, it's a flower jelly. Jelly cakes creep me out because I don't like jelly and jiggly things like that. Red jelly in the shape of a rose was enveloped by a dome of clear jelly. It almost looked like a rose floating in water. I mean, it's pretty, but like... jelly cakes. Ugh. Faint floral scent only added to its charm, and I found myself gasping in amazement. That we got partially a CG. Are we going to go back to that? Its official name is La Leon Rose. Please enjoy it to your heart's content, my princess. La Leon Rose. Or it's supposed to be, no, because there's no accent, so it's not rosé. An appetizing flower jelly that resembles a floating rose. It looks like a jewel, and its elegant, sweet floral scent will tickle any maiden's fancy. Amazing! So fancy and pretty. Eating it would be a waste. I'm glad to hear that, but I hope you'll eat it anyway. It goes great with black tea, too. I'll make some right now. Give me a hot second. Thanks. Oh, right. How much will this be? No way. This is a present. Why would I ever make you pay? No, I insist. I could tell due to my occupation. I didn't know where he'd purchased this, but the amount of effort invested into this jelly was astounding. If one were to put a price tag on it, it would cost roughly 5 times as much as the desserts we served at Liber. My waitress spirit would never allow me to receive such an item for free. Seeing my tenacious insistence, Leon was a bit taken back. He then shrugged. How about this? And the next time I head to Liber, I want you to make a dessert especially for me on the house that'll make things even. Though I still felt the exchange was awfully imbalanced, I doubted Leon would concede now that he had his mind set on something. Okay, got it. I'll prepare something relatively fancy, too. He's like, girl, you could literally give me Oreos out of the package. Awesome! Well, okay, he wants something like homemade, Well then, please eat up while it's still steaming hot. It's jelly. I don't think it's supposed to be hot at all. No, I mean hot hot as in while your flames of passion for me are still steaming hot. I don't think those are hot at all either. I repeated the same response before carrying a spoonful of the jelly to my mouth with a smirk. Oh, there we go. Okay, here we go. Due to the nature of my work, I'd eaten all kinds of sweets, and I had some confidence in my palate. Even someone like me could boldly declare that this dessert was a masterpiece. She's so adorable in this. The outer jelly is deliberately refreshing and subtle in taste. When I only ate the surrounding clear jelly, it felt a bit lacking. But perhaps to balance that, the inner rose had a rich, powerful flavor. Depending on the amounts of each I scooped for each bite, a completely different taste melted on my tongue. Thanks to that, it's really easy to eat. I think I could even recommend this to people who aren't fond of sweet things. Oh, look at the way he's staring. She's so happily like, oh, look at it. Okay, but like the whole CG. Oh, this one's cute. Oh, he's so precious. Look at his little adoring face. Oh. You're the best, Spacey. I knew you'd understand its intricacies after eating it. I made it with one concept in mind. You'll only know the true taste of this jelly after you arrive at its center. It's just like you, Leon. Or so I almost said, but I caught myself before those careless words slipped out, and he made it. Instead, I could only ask one thing. Did you just say you made it yourself? Yeah. I knew you were coming, so I invested all my skills and heart into it. Wait, so this is your cooking? Cheers had a few items that were specially made by Leon, so I knew he could cook, but still. I never knew you could even make desserts. The snacks and side dishes are more my specialty. I don't usually make sweets. But it's fun whipping one up while hoping that it'll make a special someone smile. And the fact that you made and it's like, the fact that like, if you've seen like kind of jelly cakes, like the way people do it, and then they put like little things in it and it looks really cool. They look really intricate and neat, but jelly and jello and shit like that creeps me out. So like, I'm like, I don't know. But like, the texture of it and the jiggliness. Okay. So like, but like, that would have been like fucking hard to do. So like, it's not like I baked cookies. We're like, okay, you can pretty much manage cookies. Anybody, you know? Yes, there's super fancy gourmet cookies, and then there's like, I whipped them out of a box cookies. You know, there's all different levels, but anybody can make cookies at some level, right? That tastes pretty damn good. This is like above and beyond for someone who's like, I don't really make sweets, but like, look it, made this jelly cake. What the fuck? That's impressive, is all I'm saying. Leon grinned, then peered into my face. Ugh. I think I get where you're coming from. When I made pancakes for the first time, my heart was pounding as I wondered what everyone's expressions would be. Yeah, exactly. It's hard not to be curious about the reaction of someone eating your homemade food. Right, but, It's tough to eat when you're drilling holes into me with your eyes. By the time I realized it, Leon had leaned in close with a brilliant grin. I'm just saying, if we got half-naked Ginia, we better get some, like, sexy, sultry, like, fucking Leon, okay? I mean, not just for me, I think you all need it, okay? Oh, this is the CG, that's the one that's in the guide. Okay, because I just went and, fan service, 10 out of 10. She did say that Ginia's was 10 out of 10. And story enjoyment was 9.5 out of 10. She gave Leon 10 out of 10. But is that because there were some things in Ginia's route, like for me, like when we do it, it was like, I don't know if I like that you're just gonna try to force him to love you, but then it really wasn't really the way it was. But they, like, you could have maybe tweaked that a little bit, make it a little less weird. Maybe it's just me personally. So I would agree with the 9.5 out of 10. Ginny is a 10 out of 10, though, and the fan service was like a 12 out of 10. Jesus Christ. Come on, let's be real. Right off the fucking bat. So I'm just saying, if Leon's is up there evenly matched, then I'm looking forward to what's to come. Ginny, they gave us the fan service, like, right off the bat, and then they just kept refreshing our memory. So, like, you know, don't get me wrong, this is a really good first CG, but Ginny's was better. Ginny's first CG is gonna haunt me forever. Ugh. Anyway, by the time I realized it, Leon had leaned in close with a brilliant grin. Anyone would agree he was close, but he kept enough distance that I wouldn't push him away. I didn't know how to react. Sorry, I clicked that too fast. My headset, like the little... messed up, sorry. Is it? I thought it helped. Can't I keep watching you? What could watching me even help with? My mood, of course. Any time spent watching you is fun, and not only when you're eating. My happiness just wells up. Really? After a conversation that made me extremely conflicted on how to respond, I finished the jelly without incident. Then we officially got down to business, but if I were honest, I struggled to give my full attention to the discussion. It was all because a vague suspicion I'd had was finally being fleshed out. Leon didn't flirt with everyone. He only acted that way with me. With that knowledge, even just looking at him made me restless. Is something wrong, Spacey? Your face is all red and oddly quiet. Are you feeling ill? In that case, we can meet up at a later date. I'm perfectly fine. I just have one request. Okay, tell me. If it's for you, I'm willing to do anything. If possible, don't look at me and be quiet. Don't talk. Why am I even here then? A special someone, huh? Like she's like, please don't look at me and don't talk. But it's fun whipping one up while hoping it'll make a special someone smile. I don't know why I can't read that sentence anytime it's been put up to me. Well, oddly, those words lingered in my mind. Why was I acting like this? Until only a short while ago, Leon hadn't stirred up any emotions in my heart. But now, talking with him like this made me happy. I was confused. After that, though, we were busy being shy, nervous, and flustered. We continued our discussion until we'd worked through the items on the day's agenda. Oh, after that, though we were busy being shy, nervous, and flustered, we continued to... Okay, that made more sense, because I don't know, I read that weird and I was like, that didn't make sense. It's because I can't read. In one corner of Cheers, the pair were busily engaged in their discussion, while through the windows a certain shadow watched them from afar. List. We're going to call him List. Stay sounds... Or Listy sounds ridiculous. Sounds like Clippy, the, paperclip clipboard from Microsoft Windows. Everybody hated him, but I loved him. I loved that stupid little fucking paperclip. Because when you would go to print, he would like do little things. If you were sending an email, you would turn into a little paper airplane. Like, he was just fun. I miss Clippy. I kind of want him back. Okay? Like, I might have been the only person that loved that stupid paperclip. But, like, so we can't call him Listy because that sounds like, but he's like a notepad with a list on it. Sounds like something out of Blue's Clues. You know what I mean? And Liste could be, but that also sounds... We're just going with List. Even though that also sounds strange now, but whatever. He is beautiful, though. Like, look at him. Pretty into it. Yeah, come on. The shadow. No, this man. A human. See. This man with the same blood as Leon running in his veins. It could be cousin, brother. That will not do, Leon. Only left behind a few words before slowly disappearing into the hustle and bustle of the streets. Oh! Oh! There's no future down such a path. You will only find misery. So, we added a new side character, but like, okay. So we didn't have to add one in Ginnia's route because we had Aleste, who was basically Wingman, who was like, oh yeah, Ginnia, you don't real... And was basically there to be like, I'll take her away. But now we know Aleste probably did have feelings for us deep down and was like, I'll take her away. She'll be my secretary. Fine, I'll romance the pants off her if you're not gonna, you bitch. And then Ginnia being like, how dare you? And then Aleste being like, see? And go fucking get her, dumbass. But now we don't have a wingman. It sounds like List's gonna be like, no, the thorn in our side. Do we need drama in these? Okay. I guess they're not just giving us fluff, they're giving us short, quick plot. Like a plotette, I guess. Not a full-blown plot, a little plotette. A little plop of a plot, So you gotta have something, and instead of me just fighting against my feelings for Leon while he's fawning over us, we gotta have a third party come in and make it complicated, I guess. Whereas in Ginnia's route, he was fighting himself, and we had to have a third party kind of come in and slap him upside the head, metaphorically. Aleste would have absolutely done it physically as well, but I really thought he was going to come in and actually be like a bro character, but now he's going to be like an evil character. Well, not evil, but like a hindrance, say, so. An obstacle. Well, that explains why you don't have an ending. Still, you could have introduced him and we could have been over the next couple of weeks and then you could have given us an opening with him. Like the ending. That would have been fun. That would have been a bonus. We'd finally arrived at the busiest prep stage for the ceremony. I mean, I guess they wouldn't because Aleste and Calivis were there, and even though they didn't give us full routes, they gave us the endings because they just knew some of us like the side glasses characters and are just really upset we never get to date the side glasses characters. And this one, they're like, "You really love your side characters, so we're fed, fam." Not just because of all the Otome games that they localized, not just because they were like Radiant Tail and Radiant Tail fan disc right away, back to back. We didn't have to wait years for this one, but also the creators were like, "I got you, girlfriends and boyfriends and squirrel friends, whoever. We got you. We know you like the side characters." Where other games, Pio Fiore, look at you. We had another game. We had a fan disc and you didn't let me date Oliver. What the fuck? Seriously? The fuck? So getting to date the side characters. And not even the super popular, like, well, we kind of cheaped out on giving you a Ginia route, which was douchey. But also, like, oh, Leon, because we know everyone's going to love him. And so you gave us the Ginia route we were kind of owed from the very beginning. I'm just going to say it. Let's be real. But then you were like, let's give you a little Aleste ending and a Calivis one, too, for, like, the people who were like, You gave us the side characters. Because, like, Calivis and Aleste were pertinent to the story, but they were, like, the side B characters, if you think about it. Ginia and Leon were, like, side A characters. They were the side characters, but they were there all the time. Ginia was basically a main character that didn't have a route, to be fair. Leon was always there, but he was very much a very pertinent main side character, so it makes sense. Aleste and Calivis were kind of like secondary side characters, so it's just nice that they gave us things. So I guess that's why they wouldn't give us, we introduced a new character, we're not going to give you an ending with him because he's new and you don't know if anybody likes him. So, like, everybody could hate him and then you have an ending with him and then people are, like, pissed about it. I don't know if anybody would really be pissed. Even the worst character, somebody loves them. There are people out there that love Kanon from fucking Olympia Soiree, and I don't know what is wrong with you. Were you dropped on your head? Sorry, but, like, he's complete and utter garbage. I mean, meanwhile, I'm over here like, can't wait to play the Steam Prison fan disc someday and get to romance Sashin because best trash ever. Like, so, who am I to judge, really? But let's just, there's somebody who likes the trash, so. Anyway, we'd finally arrived at the busiest prep stage for the ceremony. I was rushing about the city, securing space for stalls and organizing equipment, and one day... what's next? I'll meet up with Leon first before meeting up with the Merchant Association president. Then I'll return to the castle to arrange lighting and audio equipment. Looks like it's yet another hectic day. I couldn't even make time for a little rest. Honestly, if it weren't for Leon's help, I clearly would have been so busy that I wouldn't have even had time to sleep. Leon had his own shop to attend to. His schedule should be even fuller than mine. But he's still helping out. I need to thank him again after the ceremony. My mind wandered absent-mindedly to Leon as I waited for his arrival in front of Lieber when suddenly... Excuse me, may I have a moment of your time? An unfamiliar man called out to me. Assuming, yeah. May I ask for your name? I believe this is the first time we've met, yes? Indeed, it is our first time seeing each other in person. My brother seems to have been in your care, though. Brothers! He straightened his spine before giving me a serene smile. Brother? My apologies for the late introduction. I am List. I'm one of the Fenrir race, a Fey beast. Wait, if you're a Fenrir, you must be... Yes, my younger brother is someone you know very well. Leon, oh, that would have been the weirdest thing, too. It's a brother. It might not be my brother, but it's somebody's brother. Listen, I'm not that far gone that's how far I take the brother thing. It's got to be my brother or stepbrother. But, could you imagine that we have an ending with Leon's brother? Okay, that might have been a little... Maybe that's why the game was like, let's not do that yet. Maybe if there's a second fan disc. I don't know. Maybe they'll milk this one. Listen, I'm okay with that. I love this game. Milk it all you want. You're Leon's elder brother? List. Leon's elder brother, a gentle, laid-back person who talks in a polite manner. You are Spacey, yes? My brother has told me about you. I hear that he has been causing you a lot of trouble. Now that he mentioned it, Liz did share many similarities with Leon. Yeah, I mean, I told you they have kind of similar face, the eyes. Their features were alike, but his aura was different from Leon's cheery one. I could tell that List was a composed man just by looking at him. He felt like a calm ocean, a very peaceful and mild-mannered person. So that, I mean, that makes it even more exciting for Leon when he's like, someone I haven't seen in forever and I didn't know if I'd ever see again. Like, you didn't know if you were ever going to see your brother again? Aw, what happened here? Not at all. In fact, he's been a great help recently. I plan on collaborating with him in the future, too. Well, Leon wants to collaborate, that's for sure. Though, if I were to be honest, he'd often cause me trouble until a short while ago. Or rather, I'd often been stumped by him. Thank you. You're excellent at praising others, I see. Oh, no, I'm not. Unfortunately, that isn't enough to appease me. The words of a human are never worthy of trust. Huh? What did he just? Well then, see you later. Though I'd rather not come to pass. I'd rather that not come to pass. He's polite and a bitch. Okay, I'm just saying. Already, like, hey, you're being mean. I'm into that though. So intrigued. A benign smile remained on his face as he spoke. I was thrown off kilter, my reaction delayed. Unless, okay, are you going to play the role of a villain or like you don't trust humans? So you're like, Leon, you can't be in love with this human. Humans are awful. And then you're going to be like, actually, this human's A-okay type of a thing. You're going to like come around in the end. Or be like, well, I just wanted to make sure, Leon, just for you, like the way Aless kind of played the villain in Ginnia's route. Although, to be fair, we knew. You knew what Aless was doing. And then this, you're not really sure. Does he really hate humans and then he's going to come around? Or is he just playing the villain? You know, whatever. I feel like playing the villain and doing that and testing Leon, it would be work better if Leon was actually like a flirty whore. And List was like, you know what? I know you always, fool around and get your heart broken and you fall in love all the time. But if that's not the way, well, one, Fenrir are, and it's not the way Leon is, then that doesn't make sense. You know what I mean? So, before I could ask him the meaning behind his words, he had already turned his back to me and left. Maybe he got his heart broken by a human and he's taking it out on me, thinking I'm going to hurt his baby brother, but I'm not. He was being snide just now, right? Yeah. His expression and tone had been polite, so my brain had struggled to process it. But I could tell something akin to animosity had seeped out from behind his words, slipping past his kindly facade. It's the first time we've met. Did I say something rude? I reflected on my actions, unease festering in my chest, and then... Huh? Liz? What are you doing here? Leon's familiar voice came to me from a distance. Brothers, you know what? We'll do a little bit more. We're like at time, but like I talked a lot, so push it a little bit. Leon, I was admiring the city and looking for lodgings. It has been a while since my last visit to Arthur. Oh, how about you stay at my place? It's technically our good old family home, after all. Is that all right? Of course. We still even use the same keys. I won't be home for a while due to some business, but feel free to hang out there. Thank you. I suppose I should take this opportunity to wash dishes and attend to guests for the first time in a long time. You'll be a great help. Okay then, go ahead and ask the staff for details. Just tell them you're my bro, that should be enough. I'm his bro. I'm his bro. Judging by the conversation I overheard, they were close. Well, you know. List's voice didn't hold a shred of the contempt he aimed at me earlier. This contrast was what made the earlier scene wedge into my heart like a knife, and I felt it twist sadistically. Why did he act like that, then? Just as my heart sank, bright and happy footsteps approached me. Sorry for the wait, Spacey. Really sorry about that. I actually meant... Wait, are you okay? Huh? You got a really gloomy look on your face. Did something happen? Well, I started speaking, then stopped. A part of me wanted to tell him the details of what had just happened, but I wasn't sure if I should. I want to say it's nothing because, well, okay. Here's the thing. Saying, no, it's nothing. Like, oh, whatever. Could be a bad thing because you're like, nah, it's nothing, and you don't trust him, and he could be hurt by that. In the sense of if we were like, oh, someone just said something that just took me off guard and like whatever, you want to hide that it was his brother. That's like trying to protect him because you don't want to badmouth his brother when he just found him, you know what I mean? And you're like, okay, I don't know your relationship, but you seem really happy to see him and I don't want to damper on that, so I'm going to say it's nothing. So that's a good thing, but since he doesn't know that. So, and then actually just now your brother was a dick to me is kind of bad. They're both kind of bad. They're both kind of bad. Like, it's nothing. He could take as you don't trust him. And actually just now your brother was a douche. He could be like, what the fuck are you talking about bad mouthing my brother for? You know what I mean? He could take both of these badly. I feel like it's nothing is a little bit better. Like, nah, it's nothing. Don't worry about it. Where he's rational enough to be like, oh, okay, you don't want to talk about it right now. And not be, you don't trust me. Dramatic. He could be dramatic, but maybe he won't be. And then the other one is definitely more like, I'm going to tattle on your brother, and that might make you sad. So I think this is the lesser of two evils. I don't know. Ooh, save file. Okay. Doot. Okay. So, whoops. It is... Oh no, we tell him. Actually, just now. Okay. You were talking to List just now, weren't you? What? When I said that name, Leon blinked in surprise. Yeah, but how did you know his name? I met him earlier and we had a chat. He said he was your older brother. But, for some reason he doesn't seem to like me very much. What do you mean? Leon's face grew tenser by the second as I described my earlier encounter. When I finally finished telling him my story, he cast his eyes down, quiet. I see. So List, Sorry, I should have been more attentive. No, it might be my fault for saying something that upset him. Hi! Have we met before? Oh, I'm List. I'm Leon's brother. You suck. I must have said something that offended him. We literally said, hi, do I know you? What's your name? I don't know how that could be offensive, but... It's not something you should apologize for. No, that's not the case. Leon continued to look down guiltily, whispering in a low voice. First things first, this attitude wasn't because of anything you did. And that guy probably still can't get over what happened in the past. Okay, so, alright, okay. In the past? Can you tell me? What kind of incident would lead him to dislike me, a stranger? For a moment, Leon hesitated, unsure whether or not to answer. Eventually, he shook his head weakly before speaking with resignation. Yeah, I should tell you. I'll tell you about List and me, as well as the relationship between humans and Fenrir's. Going into a flashback! I'm gonna stop here, though. I was gonna, lit a little scene, when we kind of faded to black for a second. I was like, we're still in the middle, but now that we're gonna kind of flash back, I'll stop here and we'll do the flashback in the next part. So, I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.